Aurora,
Yeah.
in that region, and they actually just put out a pretty PC statement saying abundance of caution, and I
Yeah.
guess they were saying due to some of the recent school shootings and escalated violence in the city, that it was at a greater risk for them to have an All-Star game, which is weird to me, Kel. And I think maybe you can
Yeah.
speak a little bit to that, but we are at these playoff games. We are at these schools, and that is not what was there.
That's not what's going on. They're talking about a rise and elevation in gang violence and things like that. But these are things that's been going on for the past 30 years in the city that's never stopped it. And that was called the what's it called, the Aurora Sentinel A Town All Star Game.
Yes, sir.
And it's been going on for a while now. And there's no reason they shouldn't let these young men and women showcase their talent behind some so-called escalation and violence, because that's letting you know, if it is that, that's letting you know that you're letting the violence and you letting everything win. Like, you can't move and make a move because these certain things are happening. No, you got to let them know that we're going to keep moving regardless of what's going on. We're going to let these people showcase their talent and things because, hey, that's just a good thing that was going on in the city.
Listen, I'm a roar dude. Hey up, I'm gonna put it out there. So I'm sorry, my Bella dudes, Eastside guys, Park Hill people, we all come from somewhere. I'm a roar dude, but I will tell you that we even since the shooting at the movie theater, it was important for us to reopen the movie theater. We voted on it. We said we going back up in the theater, and I ain't gonna say that people didn't go in there with a heavy jacket. Nah, I can't confirm or deny who did what in there. I'm just saying they went back. And I think it's important for us to stay and remember, Aurora Strong is a theme for the city that I'm from, the All American City, and I would really want us to make sure that we keep in mind that if you're telling them, these kids, that because of caution or because of escalated, I don't care if it's gang violence, teen violence, whatever you assume it to be, that it's not important for them to have these kind of events, then what do these kids have that keep them from being involved with the violence that you are saying is impacting these kind of events? These are the things that we have for them to not be out there.
Definitely.
You want rec centers, right? You want these games.
Definitely, you're gonna cancel it now. What are people gonna do? People gonna be upset. It could have been the last game ever in high school. That they were gonna play with some of their peers. Get stopped now, and now he might turn a bad corner, and turn it to the guy that's escalating the violence. So no shots out to what's her name, Janet Wilson or something?
Vanessa Wilson. So I'm just gonna put this out here. Listen, Vanessa Wilson. This is the current chief of police for Aurora. She went into it under high duress because she's been the chief of police for the last couple of years, and obviously there has been some black eyes on what the Aurora police has been a part of and associated with during that time. But these are the kind of opportunities, because there was rumor that she was going to step down or resign here recently. But if you're going to stay on board, these are the kind of opportunities that you got to put yourself in front of, and that you got to really show the support for your community on. So I would like to see and hear that when they say that there's some concern with violence or security or the safety of the children, that the chief of police for our city says that not on my watch, and her people that are supposed to support those young people. Because I'm not saying you need it for me, but for the young people, you guys are out there and making sure that everything's going the way it needs to. I'm just telling you, Vanessa Wilson, this is an opportunity that you could take advantage of, and this is a missed one for not allowing this thing to happen. And for any of the young kids that are supposed to be involved with that, shout out to you, shout out to your parents for supporting you through all these seasons, because we understand how challenging it is. I personally, I ain't gonna keep it a buck, Kill. I be hoping some of these kids lose. I can't be at these tournaments all weekend. I'm not. So for the parents who actually be hoping their kids win, you get a special shout out, because I be hoping you lose. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm not. It's not against you, kid, child, young woman. I'm saying we can't be out here all weekend. So I do be wanting you to lose. And when you do win, that's like really saying that y'all on something. And I think you guys should have these kind of moments to highlight your talent that had you guys in here pushing through some of these games that you had people in the stands hoping you lost on, even though we support you.
Hey, sometimes you're just ready to go home.
I'm ready to go home, man. These tournaments be like all weekend.
Sometimes you just ready to go home.
It started like Saturday, 6 in the morning, and it don't end till Sunday at 9 at night. Like, come on, who got that?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm with you.
Who's got
man?
that?
So check it, man. It's a sports show.
Yes, sir.
It's a Fired Up Friday, man. We got breaking news right now.
Okay.
We got breaking news. You guys, St. Peter's. They continue their magical run, beating Purdue 67-64.
Wow.
First 15 seed ever to reach the Elite Eight.
Wow. Didn't UCF do that?
They got close.
They didn't get to the Elite Eight.
No cigar.
Wow. Shout out to them. Where they from?
I don't know where St. Peter's is at.
I know St. Petersburg. Shout out to Tampa, St. Petersburg. My dude Kingdom, I see you out there in Tampa tearing things up.
Oh, Kingdom out there?
Yeah, that's my guy. He's all right, man.
Man, shit. Hey, man. Damo, man, you didn't know, I didn't know I could share it live, man. It's all good, though.
You got us?
I might need to take a break so I can send out some invites.
Hey, man, yeah, get us up. We up. If we up, then we up. Send them out there, man. I know y'all been spending time with us on these Fridays, checking with us. And again, we're not here all night. We're not here for a long time. It's a good time, man. Come hang out with us, man. We got 2 something to do something, 5 something to try something.
Hey,
come hang out on a Friday.
Hey, hang out on a Friday. Turn up. Hey, check it out, though. What was I about to say?
I want to get into the NFL, but if you got something other than the NFL,
I'll wait. I do.
I'm ready to get into
First
the
of all,
NFL.
it's National Women's Month. It's National Women's Month. So I want to give 2 shouts out to 2 women. First, I want to go to Shirley Chisholm, who was the first African American woman in Congress in 1968.
Let's provide that ism. Chisholm with the ism.
That's around the time. That's around the time when Martin Luther King was doing his thing. And then she was the first African American to run for a major party's nomination for the president of the United States. I believe she had won the Democratic nomination.
Really?
And she was running for president. So shouts out to Shirley Chisholm. She did that in 1972. Also, shouts out to
Shirley had a cold wig on.
Hey,
listen, shout out to she could ride a motorcycle with that on,
man. That's a different era, man.
Yeah,
that's a different era, and I guarantee that hair wasn't even moving in the wind.
That's a special kind of hair clip right there. Serious.
It wasn't even moving in the wind.
Yeah, you can get contraband in with that joint.
So, and then I want to give another special shout out, being as Women's Month, to Ketanji Brown Jackson. I believe I'm saying it right.
Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Miss Jackson, man. You know, legit. They was trying to come after her. If any of y'all been following politics, and I'm going to let you finish your thing, man, but I'm just saying, if y'all been following politics, listen to some of these hearings that they had for her while they were looking at her qualifications and her ability, or at least her option to be in for the, I think it's the what is she, secretary? What is the rank or role that she's going for?
Oh, she's going for Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme Court Justice, and they was really giving her a hard time, man. That's unfortunate and too bad. But she was cold, and she dug her heels in, man. Shout out to her. But go ahead, I know you had a piece on for her, but
just shouts out to the first African American woman, man, to be a Supreme Court Justice nominee. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like most people have good things to say about her, and I believe she's gonna get all the votes needed to pass. And we gonna see what's going on. She joins Clarence Thomas up there on the thing, up there on the Supreme Court Justice. I got a couple quick questions for you, or just one quick question.
I'll take it.
So if your interview for your job,
my job,
consisted of all this vetting.
That's what I'm gonna say. Vetting. Good.
How many jobs would you ever get hired?
Oh man. you know, in the court of public opinion, that's the new thing, man. Before, you know, that's in the last 5 years is like you have to go to 2 trials. You got to go to the, you know, the vetting inside of whatever establishment that you're looking for jobs or justice in.
Yeah.
And then you have the court of public opinion, which can be just as impactful because that cancel culture is worse than not getting a job. Like I'd rather not get a job than get canceled. Like you can cancel me obviously because I ain't got nothing to worry about. I mean I don't have nothing for you all to cancel me on. But I'm saying in general that is something nowadays that I think is more important and has become more relevant is that you are now looking at everything that you do is in the eyes of the public opinion, and there's a lot of trolls that run that, man.
Oh, for sure, for
right?
sure.
These is not, you know, high quality people, man. So, you know, I might not get the job.
I probably wouldn't get. I probably would be unemployed. I'll probably be unemployed for the rest of my life.
I'll probably be in one of y'all's windows. But, you know, at the end of the day, it wouldn't be because I want to.
Hey, they put it. They put it on me, man.
Yeah, man. You know, listen.
They did that.
They did that.
All right, man. So we talking sports, man.
Is it Fired Up Friday?
It's Fired Up Friday.
Can we talk about the stadium getting fired up?
Let's talk about this Denver. And I don't even know the name of the stadium.
It's called the Fireball. Man. They need to rename it, man. Yeah, but do you feel like that's an inside job? Because they said they did have tours going through there. It's kind of tough to have an electrical fire underneath the seats.
Yeah, but it started out in...
Where?
It started out like in the little hallways and it spread out to the seats.
Nah, look at hey, y'all go home, look at the video. It started, look at that. That's the seats.
I talked to the Denver fire marshal myself.
Oh, he told you? He said it started in the hallway?
It started in the little hallway part.
Okay, you've been to the stadium before, right?
Yeah.
What's flammable in the hallway?
Hey, I don't know.
Look, you would be able to say, like, they got some wood benches out there. They got, you know, there ain't no electrical wires. There ain't no wood benches in the hallway. I'm not saying that it was, you know, a Kansas City fan by any means of the stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying, you know, you all, you know, like, comment, or at least chime in there on the comment section when that pop up, and you give your opinion on that. But it's kind of weird that a fire of that magnitude would start in a hallway with nothing flammable and then keep going. Like, even if it was in the hallway and even if there was something flammable in the hallway, why is the seats burning out of nowhere? It's all cement.
Well, you know, listen, man,
and hard rubber.
I install fire sprinklers.
Yes, sir.
And it's there to suppress the fire, right?
Yes, sir.
So it suppress the fire out and push the fire out in the open.
Escutcheons, right? That's what y'all put in there?
I mean, that's the last.
Yeah, that's the last thing, but that's what actually, that's the little bulb that's in there.
No, the escutcheon is the trim.
Okay, so what about the bulb with the little red trim on it that gives it pressure? Then you got the green.
That's the bulb, the 155 degree bulb that bust.
Why ain't they bust?
They did bust.
Then why does it look like that?
They wasn't out there. They didn't bust.
See, I'm just saying, y'all let me know. And again, I'm not saying it was a Kansas City fan. I'm not saying it was a Raider fan. I'm not saying it was a San Diego fan. But that came off a little weird. Like, you know, if you seen a lake on fire, you're going to have questions. And when I see a bunch of seats that ain't flammable on fire, I just got questions.
When I see a man walk on water, I got questions.
I got questions. That's all.
There's certain things that I got
questions. I mean, if you're a Broncos fan, you should have questions.
Hey, I just think, man, we ready to go, man. We fired up, man. It wasn't Friday, but we fired up. We ready for the season. We got a new quarterback. We ready to go. Shit, fucking burn the motherfucker down.
Nah.
We'll play at we'll play at South High School right now. You know what I'm saying? All city field.
I like fried chicken, but I ain't sticking my hand in the grease to get a piece. Y'all sound like y'all want to stick your hand in the grease, man.
We ready to go. We fired up. But, I mean, it's a sad situation. They got it under control pretty quick, though. And, maybe we want to get a remodel. I mean, maybe we just looking for that new stadium, man. Just build this new stadium.
It brings a lot of good attention. If there's already not enough attention on the AFC West, set the stadium on fire. You go.
What a segue.
Segue right
What a segue to your AFC West you talking about the quarterbacks in the AFC West.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's talk about the top 10 as been ranked that they put out there. This is a poll that they did earlier today. I mean, some of you all can check, other sports channels and podcasts. But they said the top 10 quarterbacks. They released a top 10 quarterbacks going into this year's season, and 3 of them are in the AFC West. That includes Hebert, Mahomes, and Wilson. How do you feel about that?
Hey, man, they feel like it's about to go down up in the AFC West.
Do you think Derek Carr should have been in there?
I think Derek Carr is a fringe quarterback, and if he has a better, I wouldn't say a breakout season, but an elite season, then he'd be in the top 10.
Okay, so how about this? Not for their career, but for next season alone. Is it possible that you can have all 4 AFC West quarterbacks, top 10 quarterbacks in the league?
Oh, yeah, it's possible.
Now, you got Derek Carr, who's going to have Devontae Adams. So, I mean, if he's ever had a chance to be in that conversation, it'd probably be this year, right?
You got, what'd you get up? You got Devontae Adams.
Yep.
You got the tight end out there. And can't nobody hold right now.
Yeah, Thick Neck Jones.
You got
you talking about over at KC?
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about
San Diego.
No, the Raiders. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. You talking about what's his name?
Waller?
Keller
Or Waller, right?
Wallers? I thought it was Keller Waller. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah, they got him out there. You got Devontae Adams. I think they traded Nelson Aguilar somewhere.
Yeah, we had a tough time with Nelson. He got us a ring over there in Philly, but man, he gave us a tough time. He's one of the fastest dudes in the league. I don't think they give him enough credit how fast Nelson Aguilar is.
Fast don't mean nothing.
But man,
fast don't mean nothing.
Boy, he be running right past the ball. He be running right next to the ball. Just looking at it.
Hey, man.
He asked the ball for directions one time.
You're supposed to catch that thing.
Yeah, he didn't catch it.
Not look at it.
He didn't catch it.
Well, I'm just excited to see a division with 3 top 10, possibly 4 top 10 quarterbacks. Man, it's gonna be a banger every week they play.
Speaking of which, I'm glad that we brought up the AFC West. We talked about the AFC West last week. Everybody had KC number 1 in that division. I said they weren't. I personally, if you go back and look at last week's tape, I did not say KC was one of them. Will we say that KC? Because again, have things changed in your predictions for the AFC West?
Oh yeah.
And what made that change? What is it? One player or is it a series of players? What made it change from last week? What's the difference?
It's one player.
What's that?
It's Tyreek Hill.
Woo!
It's the guy that.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah,
Tyreek. Can you replace Tyreek?
No, you can't replace Tyreek. And then they got Scantling from.
From Green Bay. Who's actually all right. He was hurt for a little bit, but he's a decent receiver out there.
This is a guy who's never had more than 40 receptions.
Yeah, he tweaked. But again, you got a lot of balls that they had to share, for Green Bay, man, where, sometimes it's just difficult. And, it's clear that, Aaron Rodgers had his favorites and stuff. Yeah. But, ultimately, there was he's a solid receiver. Got something for you while we talk about it. So when we're talking about Tyreek Hill, he's with Miami. Also with Miami, you all gave him something. What did you give him?
2-glove Teddy. Teddy 2 gloves.
Teddy 2 gloves. What do you feel like? Now that they're over there, you got a young Patriots team, right? The Jets ain't still about nothing. You got the Dolphins now that have probably the 2 fastest receivers in the league. Mm-hmm. Is Tua going to be able to get to him? Is he going to be able to get the ball to him?
Well, he's going to have to because Teddy 2 glove ain't going to be able to.
Well, he ain't going to make a tackle, but he ain't going to tackle nobody if he throw a pick, but he could throw. I still, to this day, if y'all didn't get Wilson, I still believe, and I take nothing away from the fact that Teddy 2 gloves was not the worst option that you all had, and he'd have got y'all into the playoffs. Did last year. What you want me to say?
What'd you just say? Hold on.
Teddy Bridgewater could have got y'all into the playoffs last year.
He didn't get hurt?
Yeah. Who was better? Oh, you talking about your boy Drew Luck or whatever his name was?
Neither one of them are better.
But hold on, are you saying that they're the same caliber quarterback? You wildin'.
No.
You wild.
Bridgewater's a little bit better.
That's all it takes sometimes.
But man, you can't be a check down Charlie in this league. Man.
Why not?
You got to throw the ball down the field every once in a while.
You do not. I mean, come on.
Who
Tom Brady has showed you that consistently. He is not a throw down the field quarterback. But he dinks and dunks until y'all finally start to collapse the defense, and then he throws 50-50 balls. Everybody knows that about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He is no Peyton Manning. He's no Aaron Rodgers.
He's a bad man. He's the greatest ever.
He's a consistent man.
He's the greatest ever do it.
And he's a consistent man. I mean, are you saying that the Tampa Bay will be in the same position playoff-wise this year that they were last year?
Maybe better. And maybe if they don't have injuries, they might go back to the Super Bowl.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I don't understand how you can. I don't really understand how you can say anything bad about Tom Brady.
I mean, it's just again, and
hold on. There's no comparison between Tom Brady and Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say Tom Brady is Teddy Bridgewater. What I'm saying is that there is a strategy and a method for how he conducts himself in pushing the ball down the field. And I do think that there are other players who can do that as well. I don't think that Tom Brady is throwing such dimes that no other person on the field can throw the same dime.
No.
It's a strategy.
But when it's time to throw it, he's gonna get it there and he's gonna get it done. And he's not gonna be throwing picks.
Yes, he does. And then I will also say this: are you saying that the teams that Tom Brady has been successful on, that's won Super Bowls, were not predicated on their defense?
Oh, I'm definitely agreeing with that. Tom Brady has won a Super Bowl throwing like 129 yards.
So I mean, if you think about the Super Bowl that he lost to us, defense was the one that kept him in there. Even though he had a fantastic day offensively, clearly it was the defense that held us up and made it the game that it was in the Super Bowl. If there was going to be a game, the game when they played Seattle and it was on the goal line, they actually were able to stop Seattle, and Seattle made a horrible play call and not letting the beast go up the gut. This defense, there was a lot of plays and a lot of times that if you go back and look at those rings that Tom Brady was able to produce with the team, there was all key defensive stops and plays that got him to that position.
So what about when you're beating the Patriots? Okay, and their defense, vaunted defense, has stopped you.
Okay.
And it's 2 minutes left, maybe less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Patriots down by 6-5.
Yeah.
Tom Brady goes down and scores 90% of the time.
Yeah, but again, is it Tom Brady? Because, I mean, if we talk about it, again, if we're going to talk about it, can we talk about some of the catches that happen on some of these drives? The Edelman catch where, this is all or nothing, and he's actually tips it and he catches it with his fingertips or behind somebody's neck to actually be able to continue the drive for them to score and win. There's a lot of things that have gone into it. And again, this is not for me to take anything away from Tom Brady. Shout out Tom Brady. He has been, whatever the league has needed him to be for this time that he is. I just don't see how at this stage of his career, the older he gets and the longer that team plays together, that it's like it continues to make them better. There is that. There's some young guns out there right now that
I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't take any of these quarterbacks.
But you say you're going to the Super Bowl, you have to say one of them.
He does have a chance. The Tampa Bay has a great team, not just Tom Brady. Their team is stacked.
That's fair.
So, Ariane says my thoughts on and both our thoughts on the Tyreek Hill trade. Because that's where we started and went down the trade.
We did.
5 players for Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah. It's on the only player that you can even argue that has comparable value at the receiver slot, other than Tyreek Hill, is Cooper Kupp. There's Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, and there's a distant third to the rest of the league. Yeah, you have to give up the farm for them. Because you're at least going to have the next 2 or 3 years, barring any injuries, where you're going to have arguably one of the best because this is not like one of those where he's a Devontae Adams, if we're going to call out a player, where where you can use him in possessions, even though he was leading in third down conversions, even over Cooper Kupp. But like, he's a home runner. He's the one where you down 6, you down 7, you down 4, and you catch it if you hit it to him while he's on the run, he can break and get you a touchdown. There's not a lot of players who's going to do that.
He definitely can. But he doesn't have Patrick Mahomes to sling that ball. They made a lot of their big plays on like broken plays or Mahomes scrambling. They get a little bit extra time and throwing dimes down the field. I don't see Tua doing that. I don't see Teddy Bridgewater doing that.
Yeah, but again, if you put a Waddle and a Tyreek Hill on the same field and you send them on crossing routes, you send them on wheel routes that have something that goes across the middle, you have to pick your poison. They're too fast for you to just kind of sit in between both of them. You got to pick your poison. And at the end of the day, you're going to pick wrong.
You might.
You're going to pick wrong. And I mean, I think if there's ever been an opportunity for Tua to really be able to show the glimpses of what he was in Alabama, this is going to have to be it, because you got two receivers that arguably at will can get behind the defense. And that's just, if you send them in two different directions, there's not enough. They don't even pay DBs enough no more. Like, you got DBs right now arguing if they even in the right position, because they don't even pay, like, the difference between a wide receiver and a DB is night and day. They don't even pay DBs no more. So when you really think about it, is there enough quality DBs on any one team or any one division or any one conference that can really support being able to stay on top of that level of speed and talent? The only thing that would really equal the playing field is pressure.
Correct. I mean, hey, we're gonna see, man. He's going back home. He's not getting texts. I mean, I just hope he keeps his hand to himself and he's okay.
It's an allegation.
I'm glad he's out of here.
That's an allegation.
I'm
you ain't right for that.
You're
That's
right.
an allegation. We're gonna get to that.
I'm glad he's out of here. I'm glad he's out of here.
Speaking of wide receivers, did you have something for us?
No, I just got one quick question.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest loser, Green Bay or Kansas City? We're losing a receiver, like
Green Bay.
Okay.
Green Bay's lost perennial. They've lost their number one
and number two, right?
And potentially their number two, because they had that Lazard, I think that's his name. Mm-hmm. That would be considered, I would say right now, their number two. But, overall, I think that there's not, and I mean, we've been listening so far. I haven't heard a lot of acquisitions or trades that Green Bay has been doing in the offseason.
Green Bay hasn't been doing nothing. KC hasn't done much either.
But not to mention, they did. They picked up receivers. They got Juju. They got Scanlon. So, I mean, it's not like they ain't been doing nothing.
These guys are no Tyreek.
Correct. But I'm saying that at least you hear something. Green Bay ain't done nothing.
No,
and not only have they not done anything, but, the kind of contract that Aaron Rodgers continues to command is, you tearing up that damn that cap.
Yeah, he hampers the team. He hampers the team. But that's the same thing that went down in Kansas City. Now all of a sudden, now that Patrick Mahomes' contract is kicked in, and now you can't pay everybody.
Yeah, but you had to pay Patrick and you had to pay Kelsey.
Yeah,
you had to pay him.
I mean, I'm not.
And technically, they could have paid your boy Tyreek Hill, but I think ultimately you can't pay him what he's worth. You can pay him, you just can't pay him what he's worth. And when you got teams that are ready to throw the kitchen sink at you like Miami did, you got to accept that, because ultimately that doesn't make you guys good for the next couple of years. But the draft picks and the opportunity that created for you all. With those draft picks, I guess, sorry to say that, I think that could make you a better team in the next couple of years. You definitely ain't going to be for the next two.
We like you to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. You got a point that you was about to make, so go ahead.
Yeah, just talking about and looking at the teams in the playoffs last year and their receivers. There's been, I think we had, there's about 8 teams last year that from the playoffs from last year that all had a number 1 or number 2 wide receiver switch to another team. And I think that's huge. That really shows, again, even when you talk about the Bucs coming back, I don't really see that they replaced somebody. I just saw that they lost somebody. You had, significant teams that had some movement. The Chiefs, the Steelers had some movement. You had the Raiders with some movement in wide receiver. The Rams, definitely, even with Odell Beckham. You had the Packers, with Adams, the Bucks. They lost your boy AP. And listen, I don't care what nobody tell you. He was a headache. AB was a headache, man. He definitely was something that you need to make up for.
When he's on his game, man, he's one of those. Is one of the best.
Cowboys got scraped.
Well, Amari Cooper
and the other kid. They had another dude over there that they lost, but. Overall, I don't really think that the Cowboys won at all during this offseason so far. And then AZ, Arizona lost Kirk. Kirk was solid.
Hey, man, this has been the biggest offseason with changes and big changes ever in the history that I've seen.
I could remember, for sure.
And I kind of like it like that. I like it like that. There's teams that making moves, and there's other teams that's not making moves. And let's talk about what the Eagles are doing. How come they haven't made many moves?
We have made moves. Relax. We've done some things. Howie is a genius when it comes to being able to restructure and reorganize our salary cap. He's been managing and budgeting our salary cap since 2017 since we won a Super Bowl. At least on effective terms that would give us the most amount of opportunity to go after players that we want. And at least keeps us in the argument. I'll definitely want to talk about that here in a second. My question to you, though, is Russell Wilson, did you guys give up too much for him?
No.
I don't believe that either.
No, the reason why I say that, you need you need a franchise quarterback to be successful in this league. So, you got to get sometimes. Hey, we've been trying to patchwork it. We've been trying to draft. We did everything. The shit didn't work. So, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do at some point.
Yeah, not to mention, I looked into this a little earlier, man. I just realized he actually makes less than Cousins, Tannehill, and Goff in their current contracts.
Yeah, that's right now, but he's about to get paid, so you're gonna have to pay him. And now,
well, we'll see.
And now it's going to guaranteed contracts for the quarterbacks. They're gonna start it off. Deshaun Watson started it with these guaranteed contracts.
I do want to talk about that so bad, but I want to kind of wait a little bit because I feel like that's gonna take up a little bit of time. Does Matt Ryan make the Colts better?
What'd you say?
Does Matt Ryan make the Colts better?
Matt Ryan's been done for the past couple of years, I think.
Is he better than Wentz?
I think they're the same.
Really? No, I don't think Matt Ryan holds the ball too long. I don't think Matt Ryan is injury prone. I think Matt Ryan has made all-stars out of Calvin Ridley, out of Gage, out of, what's his name, Richardson, the running back / receiver, Cardell, what's his name, Cardell somebody? You know what I'm talking about. Big old thick neck dude.
Are you talking about the Coast guy?
Nah, for the Atlanta. Matt Ryan was diming them dudes up, man. He'll put you in the All-Star.
Oh, man. Julio Jones.
Nah, he definitely, clearly, we know he did with it. No, I'm talking about the new kid, man. Not the new kid, but the dude, his name is, somebody will chime in on that. But, he's definitely made, because they ain't had a solid running back in a while. Is that safe to say?
You're right.
For them to make the kind of push that they have, I think it's definitely been on terms that they've had. Matt Ryan has been very efficient in what he did. It's just I don't know if they've had enough team, because a lot of times what happened with Atlanta is that they couldn't hold leads. That's a defensive issue, not so much offense.
You talking about Calvin Ridley?
No, Calvin Ridley is the one gambling. I'm talking about the other one.
Calvin Ridley, he's out for the season. Yeah. And have you seen that meme or that video?
Where he's running and then he starts slowing down?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was the angle of pursuit. It looked like the DB could have tackled him.
But it was more than one play.
But what was the score? I got to see what the score was. I don't know.
That shit was looking real suspect.
Yeah, I'd have to see.
It's
questionable, but that's one play. I don't think he bet $2 million on one play, but I don't see that on a series of plays that show that he was just throwing games. And again, this is Atlanta. How many people is betting big on Atlanta to beat anybody or cover a spread? So I'm not saying they weren't, but debatable.
What up, Atiba Collins, man, out there from Australia, man?
Aussie, oi, oi, oi.
How you doing, mate? Or whatever they say. Whatever they say.
How you doing, mate? I think it is. Foster's, Australian for beer.
My man said, I talked to him one day, man. He said that the kangaroos really will kick your ass.
I bet. That's all they got is tail and feet.
Have you
built
seen?
like
Have
they
you
from Atlanta.
Have you seen like some of them kangaroos be yo?
I seen that. I also seen some dude still on one for trying to headlock his
I
dog.
did see that, but he wanted to smoke, but the kangaroo looked at him and left. Though.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I've seen a lot of creatures indigenous to Australia. I ain't messing with damn one of them. I don't want no problems with the spiders. I don't want no problems with. I don't even want no problem. I heard a kangaroo holler one time or a koala bear holler. It sounded crazy, man. I don't want no smoke with none of them. I don't want no smoke with nothing from Australia.
Hey, man,
they built different.
The only thing that's not built different from Australia is Ben Simmons.
Ooh, segue.
Ben Simmons, man.
You segueing over?
No, I ain't segueing, but I just Ben Simmons, man.
He's from Australia?
Yeah, he's from Australia.
He's probably a military brat. He ain't from
he's part of Aborigine or something, man.
Nah, I ain't buying, man. He ain't no crocodile Dundee. If he get out here and start playing some real ball, man, listen. Ben, I'm a little disappointed, man. He's really it's past being shook and rattled at this point. I think it's just it comes down to your legacy, Ben. You don't realize it yet, but you're gonna have kids, man, and they're gonna have to really be underneath that light, and they're gonna be like, oh, you Ben Simmons' son? Oh yeah, he trash. He's something.
Oh, they gonna be giving him
right.
The business.
It's at a certain point
if he's on the court, they gonna be giving him the business.
Sometimes it's just legacy, man. You gotta really wait.
I want to see. Man, I want to see him, but you got anything more football related?
I will at least say that Jameson, they New Orleans has at least showed their support for him, and they gave him a 2-year contract, and that's at like $28 million. So he's getting $14 million a year.
That's cheap for a quarterback, especially if he's good.
He's good.
I'm a fan of Jameis Winston.
I am too.
His first 4 years, he did have a lot of picks, but his stats were right on par with Peyton Manning's at that point, stat wise. And then he took that year already. They got rid of him when they got Brady, and he just playing sporadically. But I think Jameis in the right system can do the thing.
All right, so talk to me about that, then. We're going to get off these quarterbacks and move on, but you have Tyrod Taylor that they got signed to New York Giants. You got Drew Lock that was acquired by Seattle for a 1 year, something and some trash. You got Marcus Mariota, who went to Atlanta for 2 years, $18 million. You got Trubisky, who went to Pittsburgh. Where does Baker go? I feel like right now Baker Mayfield is Will Smith when his dad came to visit him, and he had that little statue. Like, man, I'm gonna give me some baddies. I'm gonna show him how to be the best dad. But like nobody wanted him.
Next thing, Uncle Phil was consoling him and shit.
Yeah, man. He said, when Will's dad like, yeah, I'm gonna call him on the road, man. You got it.
That was one of the I guess I think Will was really crying in that.
I cried.
Hey, I probably did.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I cried,
I probably shed a tear, man. I probably shed a tear.
I cried.
My man, T.B. Collins said, he said, good day, mate. Don't nobody drink Fosters, and yep, don't mess with nothing here. And Ben is black like us. His mom's Australian.
All right, okay. No Fosters, huh?
Good day, mate.
All right. Well, shout out. Who's my man? What's his name?
T.B. Collins.
T.B. Collins. Shout out T.B. Collins, man. Right in for chiming in for us, man. Listen, we need to hear that kind of information. We don't get out to that side of side of the equator.
Man, that's a long plane ride.
Hey, man, look, I think I'm anything past about 8 hours, I'm over it, man. I'm too tall to be on these planes, man. I'll be annoyed.
Hey, man, you gotta go with first class if you're riding that long, man. And I'm
like Drake. Papa's in for the night, and I'm out like a night.
I just don't like to fly over that much water. Like, it kind of annoys me out, man. Like,
you don't like that?
Just for a little bit, I'm good, man. But hours upon hours,
just water. Yeah, I don't know, man. We went out to, we went on a little vacation over some water, last summer. And it wasn't too bad, And I will say this: if anything, when you're over water, at least it's not a lot of turbulence, man. Like, you can really kind of move. Like, when you be in like our mountain range, coming back and forth, even from back and forth, just from Vegas, you're gonna see some turbulence. Oh yeah. I don't want no terrorists and turbulence, man. And I'll figure it out. I just need to be able to move my legs a little bit. I'm too tall to be on a plane, man.
So I guess you won't be on Spirit or Frontier.
No, Frontier for sure. Yeah, they lied to us.
Nah, I don't know. 18 hours over water, man, it's not my style. Man.
Talk to me though, Kel, Deshaun Watson.
Let's talk about it.
You talked about it last week. You were like, hey, he's got this guaranteed contract. We didn't really really lean into it too tough, and we don't have to so much, tonight. But I mean, how do you feel about that? That he has those cases still open, and the team was willing to still give him a guaranteed $230 million contract with only a year up front, just to make sure it didn't cost him any money while they're going through the fines. What does that say? And this is Women's Month, so be easy. Be careful.
I just say, man, he's not convicted.
No.
I mean, he's not even being charged criminally
yet.
I mean, another grand jury just said they're not going to press charges. So that's 2 grand juries. I think the state of Texas and the city where he was at, they both had grand jury and indictments up, and he didn't get indicted.
Okay.
All I can say is, I mean, if he did what he did, man, I definitely don't condone it or anything like that. And it was wrong. He does have something to pay, I guess, but it's not criminally, so he's gonna have some money to pay with these civil lawsuits. I don't want to. I'm a firm believer, man. You're guilty
until proven
guilty. Yeah.
All right, cool. And I'm not here to say that he is guilty, and I'm not saying that the civil suits might not follow the same, because let's be honest, the NFL works with the FBI closely.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
They work with the FBI closely.
A lot of their head security, comes from them type of folks.
Yeah, these are retired FBI agents. They work with them closely.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure they put a big eye on his case and some of the things that they were finding on it. I just think the perception is that you have teams out there that want to win so bad that they're going to put this guaranteed money out before really understand the gravity of the situation. And I think it's just still something that the NFL does still try to find its identity and where it stands, because you got a guy who could, you can get a guy who killed somebody in a car accident, driving reckless, who could still play in the league, but then you could have a guy who, might get into a conflict with his girl in the elevator and is never, fit to play in the NFL again. And it's like, what are y'all really, what are we trying to, we just want to get an identity for the NFL.
It's all about status. It's all about status.
Yeah.
And, when you're a high-profile, maybe top 5 quarterback in this league, you're going to get that guaranteed money.
Bill Roethlisberger.
He stayed paid. He stayed paid and stayed in the league and missed his 6 games.
Okay.
And kept it going like never happened. I think they're going to take it. I don't know what's going to happen with his case.
But you're okay with the contract and the terms of it?
I'm okay with it.
All right.
What about yourself?
Yeah. So anyway, man, the key is Lamar Jackson. Nah, I won't answer that. I don't know if that should be the contract that you get right now. And I think it's just basically saying that the NFL is just saying, hey, we're not saying we don't trust you, and we're not saying that we believe that you've done something wrong. We're just saying we're erring we're going to say, we're going to, throw caution to the wind. I mean, well, not even that. We're just basically going to say we're going to be a little bit more strategic about how we hand out or how we approve these kind of contracts, because ultimately we want to send the right message. And I think that's what it does. And I'm not saying, I would say he get the same dollar amount on his contract. I'm not taking anything away from that.
Don't guarantee it.
But not guaranteed. I think that you have a little bit less money guaranteed, and if they can restructure something in the next couple of years because he's been able to do whatever and or show it, it would be respectable on both sides and both parties, and it would definitely show women that they are on their side first to say that, hey, look, even though we're not saying he did do it, and we're not saying he didn't do it, we're also not just giving away anything for him because we think he's a talent and not really taking into consideration that you could have been impacted during this situation.
Man, I'm in agreement, but I'm like, hey, man, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Cleveland has some outs in that contract.
We weren't there.
Yeah,
honestly, we weren't there, right?
Wasn't there? T.V. Collins says half this money Deshaun getting is going to the victims for sure.
Half? That's a lot of bread.
I don't think half. I'll say maybe.
I'll say
maybe about $3 million may go. 3, 4, maybe $5 million. 5 or 10.
I'm not saying where, but he can touch me below the belly button if he's talking about half. Now, I'm not saying where. No, don't get weird, y'all. It's Friday. But that's the thing. But so speaking about these good big contracts, what about Lamar Jackson? What does he need to do? Because this is last year.
Don't step on the field until you get one of these contracts.
Hold on. So you're saying you are with and you're in favor of the holdout?
Hold out. Get your money. Get your money, brother.
230 guaranteed, or does he get a contract better than Deshaun?
He may not. It may not be better, but what he's gonna get is is gonna be guaranteed. Deshaun Watson, he didn't set this precedence. Of guaranteed, and it's all gonna be fully guaranteed, whatever it is.
But that's another reason why when we bring it up, it's like, you know, you do that with Deshaun. You got a kid like Lamar Jackson. He ain't under the telescope. I mean, the eye of scrutiny when it comes to that kind of behavior. Does he get $250 guaranteed?
Depending on what Baltimore ready to pay him.
They gotta pay him because at the end of the day, they're under the shadow right now of Cincinnati in the AFC North. So he got to get paid. He got to stay there.
Former MVP, he's gonna get paid.
He got to get paid.
Former MVP's gonna get paid. Don't step on the field until you get paid.
But that's what I want to know. Does he step on the field because he has a comparable contract, or does he step on the field because he has one better than Deshaun?
No, you step on the field because you have one better. Because in the
250,
in the history of all these leagues, every year somebody is
sets the tone.
Yep, is the highest paid player
for sure.
And this year you're gonna have two. You already had Aaron Rodgers, who was the highest paid quarterback ever with the most guaranteed money.
Yeah, for like
and that lasted
3 days.
That was short lasted. You got Deshaun, and next up is Lamar Jackson. He's gonna get it. Former MVP, man, guy who can't be stopped. A guy who I loved, who stuck to his guns. His mom made him stick to his gun. You're not putting my son in any other position. He's gonna play quarterback. This is what he does. But Deshaun Watson definitely does need to get it. I mean, not Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson definitely does need to get a big contract and a different hairstyle. That inkwell stuff that he has on his head. It's time to go.
I think it's in his neck, man. Lamar Jackson got a special neck. Man. He got one of them special necks, man. You know.
But he's gonna set the tone. Broncos gonna have to pay Russell Wilson in here in a while, man. So it's this money and this guaranteed contracts. But I think the guaranteed contract is gonna be limited to quarterbacks, and you have to be.
Right now. I think the most underpaid position right now as a whole is DB. And they're going to have to revisit that as a whole because you're not going to want – these kids are not going to come out and be professional DBs when you have somebody you lined up with making 3-4 times as much as you. What will be the point? You're already here to get burnt. You know, they put some of the best receivers in the world in front of you, and then I'm going to do this for 3 times less than they make every play?
Well, somebody got to sit out and set the tone. They got to you got to stand. You got to fight for your rights. You got to fight for your rights.
All right. Well, we're going to get ready to move off of the NFL as a whole. I will say that my Eagles getting Zach Pascal was a big deal. Derek Barnett coming back. And then Cox re-signing was huge. And then us being able to get Hassan Reddick, big deal. He's had 23 sacks in the last 2 years, man. So the kid is really heating up. Okay. It's a defensive opportunity for us. I know that there's some people who got some issues with Jalen Hurts. He's a young quarterback. I think he can play to not turn over the ball. He just needs to be able to throw receivers open and not just wait till they're open before he throws. And that's he's been successful when he's doing. We just don't need him to be successful. We need him to excel, and I think for him to actually excel, he's got to throw receivers open, and that's just something that's important for his evolution of his game.
So you don't need a running back playing quarterback. You need a quarterback playing quarterback.
I mean,
he's almost a running back playing quarterback.
Run the ball. I'm okay with that too.
No, you gotta throw people open, man. But I think you're gonna see a natural
maturity or progression of what he is, for sure.
I think he's going to be better than he was last year's. We moving on. We just talk about this tournament, man. You got a bunch of upsets.
City.
Arizona went down last night.
Dunsky.
Who did I just say?
Zags.
Gonzaga went down.
They zigged when they should have zagged.
Gonzaga overrated. You said that. Overrated. The conference is weak.
But they get some of the best high school talent coming out. You'd have to overrate.
I'm not even.
Chet Holmgren was one of the best #1 high school ball players in the country.
Yeah, his name is Chet. His name is Chet.
It's like
man.
the older brother of Weird Science or something.
Yeah, his name is Chet, man. And he's nice. He's a nice player, man.
He's young. He's truly is. He's young. I mean, it was a good game. I mean, hell, Duke almost got beat last night.
Duke almost lost.
They almost got scraped.
Hey, Area 16 says University Houston on top. Yeah, they won last night.
Sure did. They beat Arizona.
St. Peter's beat Purdue, man. The first number 15 seed to make it to the Elite Eight. What do you think about that? And what do you attest that to?
I don't know the makeup of their team, but we did touch on that a little bit last week when we said, hey, you know, you have some of these under the radar schools that are getting into the tournament. A lot of that is because of their tenured leadership. They have seniors and juniors that are really leading the way. Now, I would hope that that's what's going on with St. Peter's, but I would say in general, that's a lot of times what we see where these teams that are not in the top 25 are really competing in these tournaments is because they have senior leadership. And unfortunately, when you have teams that are as, you know, highly sought after as, you know, some of the top 10 schools that are out there, you have freshmen out there running. Chet Holmgren is a true freshman. You have young players out there, and it's, you know, they're going to make young players. They have all the talent in the world, but, you know, you get the 4 or 5 seniors on your helmet all game.
You get 4 or 5 grown men on you. You get that camaraderie, that knowing how to play together, you know, knowing where this guy's going to be at, knowing his game. That right there is, that experience is unpaired. That experience trumps talent 90% of the time.
For sure. I mean, I like it though. I mean, it's definitely added a lot more excitement and intrigue to these tournaments over the last couple of years. Because ain't no telling. And I mean, honestly, don't nobody want to just go into it and be like, all right, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, and Villanova. And, you know, just, you know, everybody else is just getting scraped up. Like, nah, man, it's wide open. And continue to allow these underfunded schools, because that's really what they are, until you start getting some of these players, you know, that are, you know, bringing money to the school.
Get some of that NIL money.
Yeah, I mean, now these players are able to get paid off of their own likeness and brand. So, you know, ultimately players can go anywhere.
Hey.
Anywhere. I can go anywhere where y'all got a camera and a basketball court.
And the crazy thing about it now, the way that it's opened up, you have the portal now. You have the portal where you, hey man, I'm done with it here, man. Put me in the portal and you don't even got to sit out no more.
Yeah. And, you know, it's
like free agency.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's added a lot of value. Them young men have been starving for a long time. And women. Shout out to the women, too, in college sports. And that's just not for the D1s. It's all the other D school, the D2s, D3s, the HBCUs, you know, where I think that, you know, there's been a lot of sacrifice for these young athletes where these schools are just making money off of them.
Yeah.
And they're not able to effectively, like, I'll come get you from the worst environment in the country, you know, and take you out of there, leave your brothers, your sister, your parents, your mom, you know, everything that, you know, you have resources in. I'll leave them out there for the next 3-4 years until you get to the whatever league, but you can't make no money. But we're going to make millions off of you. So, I mean, I'm just glad that we were able to see that change and that swing of it. But it also just adds that these players don't have to go to these schools to really get themselves into the league. If you got talent, you can make money while you're in school, and you can also be able to, you know, get the same kind of shine if you hang in there with a school. You know, you may not get it your freshman year at one of the lower division schools, but come your junior, senior year, you guys, as we can see, they're competing for, you know, knocking some of these big teams out of there.
Yeah, they beat Purdue. You know, Purdue had... I can't remember. They had that funny looking coach, man. I forgot his name.
Coach funny looking.
I mean, shouts out to the women too, man. You got Stanford, who's I think Stanford, probably the number 2 overall seed, and South Carolina the number 1 overall seed. Okay. I believe they are on a crash course to play in the women's Final Four. Right now, South Carolina just beat the University of North Carolina 61-69, and Stanford plays Maryland later on today. Shouts out to Texas beating Ohio State, and you got Creighton and Iowa State playing in the women's. And you got one more game today. You got Iowa State and Miami. Who you got in that game?
I'm going with Miami right now.
Miami's never really been known for a basketball team, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Miami, man. Shout out to
ACC.
Wally Zerbiak, who played over there in Miami, I believe.
Wally Zerbiak played for Miami of Ohio.
Oh, damn. Hey.
Shout out to Miami, Ohio. That's also where Ben Roethlisberger went to. But in general, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. You know, Miami, just for, you know, it's hurricane season. Have you been seeing some of these storms hitting some of these states? Speaking of segue into these,
I've been seeing tornadoes. I've seen the tornadoes in New Orleans.
Everybody be excited to leave Colorado until the weather changes. Look, it's different in other cities, man. Like, the worst thing I've seen out here is a couple of snowstorms that may have slowed down traffic for, at best, a couple hours. It ain't like you go out and go some of these places. You go out south, you go to Florida. It's cute right now. Hurricane season gonna kick in about 3 months. It's different.
When they starting at Alice and they in 2 weeks they're at Zenobia.
Yeah, it's different. Houston, the flooding.
It starts at the letter A, and it goes to every hurricane.
Oh,
it
they
goes
name it
alphabetical order. So yeah, so when it's like Alice at the first one. And 2 weeks later, there's Zenobia, it's hurricanes all over.
That means it's been just spinning.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm just saying. It's just when the weather changes, it's cool. Of course, you know, it looks like that. And then the dead of the summer, when it's humid, and you know, every time ladies out here, y'all go out of state, you get your hair done, and it's all sitting up a certain kind of way. You got the bonnet on it, and then you go outside and it just fall down.
You hit that humidity.
It's different, but again, you know, I'm not telling nobody not to, you know, see what's going on in some of these other states. I'm just saying it's different when the weather changes. Trust and believe. You don't know about, you know, when natural disasters come down, it's a different kind of level because you know there ain't nobody you can call. Ain't nobody to call.
What up, TJ? You out in Cali, man? You moving around? You was in Dallas last week.
Okay.
Man, you moving around, man. That trucker life.
I see him. Yeah, that's what's up, TJ.
For sure,
Come pick us up, man.
Hey, man, I wanna see what it is to drive a big rig. You know what I'm saying?
Come pick us up. Watch for that weather too, man. You still out there in them hurricanes.
Oh yeah,
what is it? Tornadoes.
You all over the place. Ain't no telling what you gonna. That's why I don't like taking road trips because you never tell them what type of weather that you gonna run into.
I don't like taking road trips because it's the worst way to spend your life. It's nobody. You should never, unless you're in an RV and retired, you should never take a road trip.
Hey, a road trip hurts.
It's punishing.
I didn't get out a road trip, man. I mean, like shit. And then if you driving a long time, man, my heart beating. I don't know if it's beating fast or slow. It's not for upstanding people in your community. Like if you are a decent person in your community, you should fly to where you need to go at. And if you have given back to the people around you and they care about you, they should never want to see you on a long road trip. Anybody that wanted me, like, I ain't gonna lie, my wife be doing that too. She'd be like, man, let's, you know, it'd be fun as if we go somewhere. I'm like, where are you trying to go? Like, I don't know. I don't even want to drive. I just want to look at my phone while you drive. It'll be fun. Like, how you doing me a favor? And then you just go back. I'm like, why is that so cool? It's like, yeah, you take the road trip. I sit on the shotgun and play with my phone while you are up driving, you know, white knuckling it up to the mountains or wherever else they wants to go. I don't care who you are. You know, white knuckle, some trip coming down or going up to the mountains at some point, one or another. Like, yo, I'm wilding. What am I? Serious.
I'm wilding. What am I doing up here?
Hey, I done did it, man.
It's for the birds,
man. We gonna get to the second half, man. We gonna get to the second half, and what we gonna talk about in the second half?
I think we've done a fantastic job in the first half, man. I want to at least give a shout out to my boy Dalen Kuntz. I seen him over there at University of North Colorado. His team. They ain't, you know, a little shaky on the team, but him and his performance, I like that, man. I see what y'all doing, man. Please continue to follow and support these young men coming out of your city. It's important, man. They need to know that they're being supported when they go out and go out to some of these other, you know, going to school is a big deal. Even when you're just in state, but it's in one of them no population towns. You know, having support from your community is huge, man. Getting those texts, getting that love. So shout out to you, Dalen. You know, we always shout out to you. My brother Scoots always watching and following your games, man.
Smoky Hill Bison.
Well, you know, he was he started off with the Aurora Aces, you know, and get into that. But you know, he's beneficial for a while, man. Shout out to his father too, man. You know, it's it's good to see these young men, still following that path. And just whenever you guys can, support them, shout them out,
Support the local products.
Please, man.
And CU, CSU. Y'all start picking them up, man. Maybe your programs could get out the first round of NIT or the first round of NCAA championships.
Free Brittany.
It's always free Brittany Griner.
Free Brittany.
Charge Up Film says, man, but he'd be damned if he doing all the driving.
I'm telling you, but I this is the thing. You be like, nah, I ain't doing all the driving, and then you let somebody else drive. I don't know about you, but I'm one of them. Like
10 minutes, you like,
nah, go ahead. Let's just go up to the next stop, man, and then I'll take back over. Because sometimes some people be driving. It's like, man, looky here. Let me just get back behind.
Either they too slow, or they driving erratic.
Just doing too much.
Like, shit.
And don't let it be your vehicle. They don't know how to drive your vehicle like you know how to drive your vehicle.
You look
like, come on, man.
You looking, hitting brake, passenger brakes and shit like that.
Shout out to my man, though. You know what we talking about. Like, women, y'all be, look, I'm just calling y'all for that. Y'all be bad about that, man. Y'all be quick to go take a road trip or go up to the mountains like, oh, it's Winter Park. It's, it's Breckenridge, it's Aspen Jazz Festival, and all this other stuff. Okay, cool, but you ain't trying to drive, though.
Nah, I don't want to drive.
Nah, man. Like, I think a road trip would be so fun. Like, I want you to be focused on the road and staying up through the night driving, and then me and the kids can look at all the scenes and sights and take pictures. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be exciting?
My number one thing about a road trip, man, is just being in the close quarters. And then some of the conversations that happen during road trips that you can't escape. But you got to sit there and face the music. Like, you got to sit there and either face the music or some stuff you've been trying to put off for a while, and now there's no escaping it. So it's just here. You can act like you're focused on the road, and you can act like you're not hearing it, but you're too close to not hear it.
I think it's the you gotta have a good soundtrack, man. That's the thing. Even though I know the suppression shotgun is supposed to be DJing, I think the driver needs to be able to have exactly what they need to listen to when they need to hear it. And that's up to the person in shotgun, is to make sure they're managing their playlist. And don't have the driver missing turns. That's another thing, too. You be over there playing on your phone, we up here driving, and then you done missed the turn. I'm like, oh, no, it's back here. You should be letting us know that.
Yeah, 5 miles back.
Let us know that,
because we know as black people, man, we can't take wrong turns in some of these towns. You can't take a wrong turn, man.
Listen, we up in the mountains, man. Sometimes you don't have another turn for a while. You miss a turn, you gotta go up to the next city.
You miss a turn, man. You can't U-turn. Like, I mean, there's things about road trips that are just bad. Like, I'm telling you now. I'm against road trips.
I don't even want to drive to Vegas. Don't ask me. I don't want no buddy pass. I don't want to drive to anything past Winter Park. I don't care. Like, somebody in there like, nah, I don't care. I'd rather fly. I'd rather fly to Grand Junction.
Yeah.
That's like a 4-hour trip. I want to fly to Wyoming. I'd rather go drive to DIA and catch a flight to Wyoming.
Well, I'll drive to Wyoming. That's an hour away.
Oh, look, okay, you're right.
That's an hour away. I'll hit Wyoming.
I'm not good for pass. I'm too tall, man. There's not vehicles. They don't make vehicles for people past 6'2". It's a wrap, man. You got about 2 hours, and don't be over a certain age. Your gout and lactic acid start building up in your knees. Come on, man.
Shit you didn't even know was wrong, and you just find out was wrong. You be like,
I'm good, man. 2 hours. I'm good for about 2 hours. 4 hours is pretty much a wrap, and then we gotta go ahead and park the car and fly from wherever we stopped at, and I'm good.
Hey, and like you say, that's a wrap, but we gonna wrap it up here on this Fired Up Friday. You know what I'm saying? No second half, man. We get to y'all next week with more stuff, man. We like you to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. Johnny Doe asked a question: who takes a flight to Wyoming?
Me.
He don't take no flight to Wyoming. He don't even know the airport in Wyoming.
I don't even go to Wyoming. I'm keeping it a buck, but I would if I had to. I'll mess around and fly.
Last time I seen you in Wyoming, we were in Wyoming.
We were.
And we both got pulled over.
We did. That's why I don't
cars.
go to Wyoming. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
I don't even know how they pulled us both.
Both. And he was proud of himself too. He's like, yeah, got both of y'all. Look like I got your buddy up there. Is that y'all going to the same place?
He's like, yo, you with that other guy? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's why. Now you see why I don't like taking road trips, man.
Hey, man,
I think sometimes going from Centennial to downtown Denver is a road trip.
Oh man, that's a hell of a trip, especially in traffic.
That's a shit. That is a
road
trip.
That's a good hour.
Like I gotta bring beef jerky, gummy bears.
That's a good hour. That's a good hour. That's a good hour. You know, to make sure you got antifreeze.
People be talking about something downtown. Like, what is it now?
Hey, make sure you got antifreeze and everything. Your car is oiled up and gassed up.
It's not
because it can take forever.
And you know, my people from Texas right now are probably just cringing right now because look, you go from it take 4 hours just to get from Houston to Dallas, and you know it take 2 hours to get from South Houston to North Houston, and 4 hours, 3 hours just to get from Dallas to San Antonio. So they be like, it's nothing, but I don't care. I'm not from out there.
No, and it's a crazy thing. Anything over a half hour is long out here. Everywhere else, a half hour is just getting started. Just getting started.
I'm good. I do a half hour, no problem, until it's a problem. And then right now with the gas, it's a problem. So please tell me that there's something that's going to recoup. I'm not even so much my gas money, but we're going to have to turn up, man. Whatever we're doing from 45 minutes from wherever I got in my vehicle, we're going to have to turn up, man.
Man, because I'm telling you, I don't like it. When somebody be like, oh, I look at my thing and it's like 45 minutes away, I'm like, God damn, that's like a road trip. That's like a mini road trip. I might need to pack a sandwich or something. Johnny Doe says, hell no. Okay, flight next time. So I guess he talked Johnny Doe into taking a flight to Wyoming.
Let's go, Johnny. Let's fill out, man.
I definitely wouldn't take a flight to Wyoming.
But just think about it. You could do it a different kind of way. Not that you just take a flight where you go into the airport and land, but you could take like a little Cessna and then maybe just fly around Wyoming and just get like a bird's eye view of the whole state. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then that way you can kind of just make an adventure. Because ain't too much out in Wyoming that I'm going to just really get out and be like, I'm glad I missed it.
Ain't nothing in Wyoming. I worked down in Wyoming and they told me two things, man. Don't you hang out. Don't go to the cowboy bar. And you just chill, man. You want to have your drink, man. Go to the liquor store. You know, liquor store and the bar are the same.
I bet.
Like, so one side liquor store, other side the bar.
You could just buy it from the liquor store, open it up right there in the store and drink it.
I don't think you could do that. I don't know, because I didn't stay.
It's Wyoming.
I didn't stay. I was like,
I'm blaming everything on Wyoming. Like, if they put me like, come on, dude, it's Wyoming. Like, what else was I going to do?
Johnny Doe says only fireworks are in Wyoming.
Big facts. Shout out to Johnny Doe. He know what to do when he's out there, man. As a matter of fact, shotgun, I got 20 on your tank, man. You want to go out there.
He wants to be playing on his phone and shit.
Man, listen, I'll definitely slide out there, shotgun, go get some fireworks.
It's only an hour. It's only an hour.
I'll do that.
It's only an hour, man.
I'm good for an hour. Estes Park is only like an hour and a half. So, legit, like William Park, Estes Park, you can get to the mountains within like an hour and a half, 2 hours, including like you can go to Colorado Springs. All that's legit. You can have a good time within 2 hours from the metro area. I'm cool with that. It's them Grand Junction. It's them Pueblo joints. It's them, not as Pueblo. It's there's some Durangos. There's some places out here in Colorado where it's like, for what, my guy?
Hey, I don't go to them places. I don't go to them places,
for
man.
What, my guy?
I don't go to
like,
I don't go to them places.
I'm not saying we can't, but it's got to be specific. Like, we're going rafting. We're going to be in a log cabin. We're going to have, a pontoon. There's fishing excursion. That kind of, whatever. I might look at it. But otherwise,
I only go to them type places probably with my white friends.
Exactly.
Because those are kind of like almost sundown towns.
I love going to downtown Denver with white people and to anything past the mountains with Caucasians. Hey, it is your favorite. You will love it. Downtown, they are so much more valuable downtown.
Downtown with your white friends. Don't spend $1.
Valid.
Don't spend $1. And you will be white boy wasted.
They are valid out there, man. Listen, you can go bar crawl. You be on top of roofs of buildings that you didn't even know that was even existed. Like, how are we on top of this? Where are we at?
Hanging out. And the crazy thing about it, they don't even have to be your friends. You can make friends.
They are my friends because I got there.
You make friends that day.
Right there.
Hey, you don't have to buy another drink for the rest of the night. He's with me, buddy.
They be having flip flops on, and they got $5,000 bar tabs, man.
And don't care.
It's not a big deal, man. So go to the mountains, past the mountains in downtown Denver with your Caucasian friends, and I promise you, your experience with Colorado will be way different.
Oh yeah, you'd be like, man, I never seen Colorado.
Colorado's really good. Like you'd be really like the mountains on your hat. Be like, yeah, it makes so much sense now. Wow.
Hey, before we get up out of here, got one more comment. Mr. DG says Colorado people are spoiled because all of our cities is straight down I-25, so we can get anywhere in 25 minutes.
I like it,
and that's true.
I like it.
That's true.
Fair.
Because I'll say, shoot, anything over a half hour, like I might not make it.
What do you want from me?
I might not make it.
What do you want from me?
I might not make it, and that's just from where I live in Denver.
Hey, shout out to people from Colorado. Don't we wear the most? Nobody wear Colorado gear more than their own state's gear more than Coloradans, man. You will see that Red Sea with that sun coming out of it on everything out here.
Oh yeah, because we got the title. It's probably the best one going.
It's probably the best flag. Shout out to anybody. I want you guys to make a comment. Who got a better flag than Colorado? Because we be rocking that.
Hey, you guys, it's mandatory.
Mando.
It's mandatory. You got to have something. You got to have at least 1-2 things Colorado in your wardrobe.
Now, you got the socks, the shoes. I mean, like at least the shorts, the shirt, hat.
Deion Brame is a woman who says she says she'll get behind the wheel in a second and can handle the big bodies too. I'm not sure about the other ladies.
All right. Well, shout out for what's her name?
Deion Brame.
Shout out Deion for bigging up for the women out there, because you know what, we be out here sometimes really questioning y'all. Y'all be here talking a real good game about where y'all want to go, and when it comes time to getting somewhere, especially why all women got night blindness? You ever notice that?
Can't drive at night.
I ain't never met a woman that see better at night. They be man, it get dark. All that go to pieces, boy. But shout out to Deion if she the one that's holding it down for the ladies. You know, start a club, a Facebook club that has female drivers that don't, black female drivers that don't have night blindness.
They should go on road trips together.
I personally I'll fly there. It's not a big deal to me. Anybody that drives to Vegas just really has.
I won't drive it. I've done it, won't do it again.
It's horrible.
What's it, 11, 13 hours?
And then you're not sleeping properly coming out of Vegas?
I think I almost hit a moose one time going to Vegas.
Really?
I don't know. I seen something on the side of the road.
Nah, you probably just need to get some sleep. You probably had sleep deprivation.
Hey, no,
that was like Scream. You probably hit some dude. I know what you did last summer.
I was behind the guy, and you could tell he was from up there. You know what I'm saying? Because he was hitting them corners, so I was trying to stay with him. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know what I'm saying, I see him go like this. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing in the road, but I kind of look to my side and see like a silhouette, like something humongous. It could have been Bigfoot. It could have been a moose. I'm going to go with a moose.
I'm going to tell you right now. Moose, I've seen a moose. And what is the plural for moose?
Moose.
Is it mooses?
Moose.
I think it's mooses. Don't nobody say meese.
Don't go. Have you ever seen the whole crew stupid?
Yeah, I have seen that. But it's I'm going to go with mooses. But I've seen a moose. And I'm telling you right now, it's not something that you ever accidentally see. Like a moose is probably, it's like 2 stories high.
I'm telling you, a moose.
We was in Estes Park. We seen a moose. It was like 2 stories high. It's probably one of the bigger animals that you don't realize it until you see one in person. It take up the whole screen, and I'm talking about of your eyes, not through your phone. A moose is probably one of the bigger animals you're gonna see in person.
Hey, Mr. GG says meese. And TJ says y'all couldn't beat no truck driver.
Big facts.
I definitely couldn't.
You got that right, TJ. Hold it down for us out there. Give me a keychain and a shot glass, brother. I can't.
Everywhere you go, man, just give me. Yeah, I'll take that, man.
Keychain
I'll
and a shot glass.
I'll take your word for what it is, wherever you at.
I'm not
because I just don't like it. I don't like being in the middle. I'm telling you, like I don't have many fears, but one of my fears is driving in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Car stops. Car breaks down, or I get pulled over by the police, and they're not too friendly.
I mean, we've had our encounters.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying
both.
Yeah, but both ways. But I'm like, that's one of my worst, biggest fears. Like, I'm gonna get to this town, and he's gonna be like, I don't care what you do, boy, but you better be out of here by sundown.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If I got a good driving car, that won't take up all of my sensories. But I will tell you, I do have a fear of broke people living in my house. That is definitely afraid of that. So my kids scare me, is what I'm saying.
Oh man, shoot, they're gonna be the ones taking care of you.
I hope so.
In no time.
I hope so.
In no time, man.
Man, pay it forward.
Hey, they gonna do it, man. Cause you do good by them, they gonna do good by you.
Man, we trying.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, everybody, thanks for commenting. Like we say, like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. And here at the AHRR Network, they have a saying that says, "We what is that? We are the people. We're not the people."
Yeah, this is not about. It's for the people. 7 years ago. Listen,
not just for the people. We are the people.
Not just for the people. We are the people. See, man, I've kind of relegated, man, and I've started doing something that I shouldn't have been doing. That my memory's starting to go again.
Sponsors, man. Don't be messing up the sponsors.
Hey, man,
you know,
it shouts out.
the lights on there.
It shouts out to the power of one. But like he said, man, we're not just for the people. We are the people.
There it is.
And this is Game Point, and we out.
We out, man. Remember
I'm the head coach of a little league baseball team, and I'm sleeping with one of the kids' mamas, and they mad, and I don't care about the little boy need braces on his knee like Forrest Gump. I don't care that he tripped across eyes. I don't care about none of that. His mama giving me what I want, and he's starting. So I don't give what none of y'all say. The boy gonna continue to start. I don't care if we win now motherfucking game, because his mama got that far. So y'all can go to hell. I'm the head coach of a little league baseball team, and I'm sleeping with one of the kids.